saying publicly that at least 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009. If you're saying that number is wildly exaggerated, what is the number?
I keep giving you the numbers, but clearly, you are not.
You're not. You're giving me the numbers since in the last 5 years.
Accept the numbers or even listen to what I'm saying. 102, 177, number injured 98, number abducted 7. Okay, so we are not hiding any facts. But as I said, we don't go about trying to identify a Nigerian's fate when they've lost their lives. That is
but
not.
Do you condemn? Do you condemn, Foreign Minister? Foreign Minister, do you condemn the attacks and the murder on Christians by Islamist groups in Nigeria?
Absolutely, 100%. I lost my father-in-law to an attack by an Islamic terrorist group, Boko Haram. So I myself am a victim. I've lost family members to attacks. And they were Muslims. But it doesn't matter whether they're Muslim or Christian, because their aim is to kill, to maim, so that they would achieve their objectives. And the number one enemy of Boko Haram is not a Christian. It is a Muslim who does not subscribe to their own brand of Islam.
Okay, I mean, Goldie Gamari, let me bring you back in there. I mean, there's no doubt that tens of thousands of moderate Muslims have also been murdered by Islamists. We can argue, till the cows come home, frankly, about what the exact numbers are. But clearly, a lot of Christian churches have been attacked. So have a lot of mosques, where it is believed that the people who are observing their faith there are too moderate.
Government continues to allow the killing of.
Does not negate the other. What we can conclude from this is that there is definitely an Islamist problem. Now, one thing that the Nigerian minister is purposely forgetting to put out there is that it's not just Boko Haram, it's also the Fulani militants. Not a lot of people know about the Fulani militants. The Fulani Islamists are also the ones who are generally targeting the Christian Nigerians, especially in the Plateau Belt. And I've had several Nigerian Christians come on and speak about this. In fact, I have seen videos where you have the Fulani militants, on their motorcycles with machetes. They're driving through various towns, and you have the Nigerian military who's supposed to prevent them from going. They're getting orders to stand down and allow the Fulani militants to go through. Again, Pierce, the loss of life is horrible. But as you can tell from the minister, he's avoiding questions. He's avoiding eye contact. Instead of actually answering the questions, he's focusing on trying to attack me and trying to, go after me because I'm not as familiar with the Constitution. I don't need to be familiar with the Constitution of Nigeria to understand that, over 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009. I don't have to be familiar 200 and burn Christian churches. That's not just banditry, that's jihad. And I think the reason that the foreign minister does not want to admit this is because they are somehow complicit in this. And, he is purposely saying that he is willfully ignorant, because how could the Nigerian government not know if those people who have been murdered are Christian or Muslim? The reason that he's avoiding saying that, if they actually put out formal numbers about the numbers of Christians targeted and murdered, then they will have to admit that there is a genocide. They don't want to admit that there's a genocide, but that's exactly what's happening, and I'm glad President Trump and others are calling it out.
Foreign Minister, finally, your response to that.
Well, like I said, the lady and people like her trade in starting wars in faraway places where they have no contact, they have no understanding of, and they can do that from their armchairs from a safe distance. It's a real life situation. This lady would not know the difference between a Fulani man, a Tiv man, Igbo man, if they stood in front of her. But you can see clearly overnight, because it pays, she's probably making money out of it.
I'm getting $0 for this. I'm getting paid zero. I'm getting paid zero for this. I have been speaking out against human rights violations. Listen, Pierce, as you can tell, he's not able to actually answer anything that I'm saying. All he does is just attack me and attack my credibility. So I think this shows the viewers exactly where the Nigerian government is
going to keep on insisting that he has not heard the figures. So that's what she's trying to do. Start a war. They want to break up Nigeria the same way they broke up Sudan, and now they've run away. She's not talking about Sudan anymore. She's not talking about South Sudan.
I actually have talked about Sudan in other episodes as well.
For Sudan to be dismembered. This is what they do. What they try to do to Africa. Nigeria is the largest country on the African continent. It is the largest shock absorber to the African continent in terms of admitting migrants, in terms of freedom of religion. It's Africa's largest democracy. But people like you, who don't really care about freedoms, about the freedoms of either Christians or Muslims or Africans, will continue to agitate for the breakup of Nigeria, for war. The same way that it's happening in South Sudan, and you've kept mum because you've moved on.
The reason that I know that you are working with the Islamic Republic of Iran is because the Islamic Republic puts out the same narrative about balkanization. That balkanization narrative is something that the Islamists constantly use.
That Africans are losing their lives. You, it's just another black country to be broken up. You don't care who dies.
Your hands are the ones that's covered in blood, not mine.
But we've seen you.
Not mine. I'm not denying the Christian genocide, but you are.
It's not going to happen to Nigeria.
Shame on you.
Move on to your next project. Move on to your next, your disgrace to the Canadian nation. I'm shocked that you say that you actually practice as a politician in Canada. Move on to the next episode. Leave us alone.
Well, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you both very much indeed for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Pierre.
Thank you.
Today's show is sponsored by OneSkin, which can help all of us look even younger. OneSkin is redefining skincare with cult favorites. Joining us now is the Reverend Zeke Dachimo. Many people saw his passionate speech beside his shallow grave, some of the victims of this persecution, including President Donald Trump. Well, welcome to you, Reverend. It's good to talk to you. Your words clearly had an impact on President Trump. What do you believe is the reality about the situation in Nigeria with regard to the persecution of Christians?
The word of Trump towards Nigeria is quite marvelous, as is.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinasa from our province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 21st day of November 2025. Therefore, as you may know, without taking any time, I will hand over the microphone to Mazi Chinasa Nworu in order to address Biafrans and lovers of freedom and the whole worldwide audience. Mazi, please, the microphone is yours. Please go on.
Mazi Chinedu, Ndewo Nwa Chineke. Good evening, all the lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Chinasa Nworu. Mazi Chinasa Nworu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. And this evening, I've come to address Biafrans officially on behalf of the leadership of this movement, the Directorate of State. And this is the official press statement from the leadership of IPOB, signed by the head of the Directorate, Mazi Chinasa Nworu. After presentation of this press statement, it is a press statement that every Biafran must share everywhere, and it must be documented for future references. Today is 21st of November, 2025. This is the press statement on the judgment delivered by Justice James Omotosho of Federal High Court, Abuja. On 20th of November, 2025, the Nigerian judiciary has confirmed itself as the temple of injustice and oppression used to try and silence those who speak up for their people. The judiciary has shown that it is a tool in the hands of the Nigerian establishment to continue the perpetuation of centuries-old suppression of the voice of freedom from the Biafran people. The Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the DOS, unequivocally reject the charade called trial and the judgment delivered yesterday by the Justice James Omotosho led Federal High Court, Abuja. Our rejection of this judgment is born out of conviction that no one can build something on nothing. The numerous attempts by lawyers, non-lawyers, and commentators alike to find a legal justification for the continued persecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the name of trial notwithstanding, his trial is admitted to null and void and has neither bias nor foundation. History should have by now taught the Nigerian government to understand that the Biafran people will not be intimidated, cajoled, or blackmailed out of our inalienable right to self-determination. It is person to massacre Biafran youth at every given opportunity cannot halt our march to freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adjudged innocent, discharged by the Nigerian Court of Appeal of all charges. The Nigerian government should have obeyed that decision of the court, thereby creating the enabling condition for a peaceful dialogue and referendum to determine our demand for an independent Biafran nation. But unfortunately, Nigerian government choose to commit genocide against the Biafran people. The Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra shall in the coming days, weeks, and months roll out actions that unambiguously repudiates this particular judgment by Justice James Omotosho. Signed, Mazi Chinasa Nworu, the head of Directorate for the Indigenous People of Biafra. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, this short press statement, it is the official stand for the Indigenous People of Biafra. And as I have read this official statement to be circulated, and I am going to address certain issues based on the judgment of Mazi, judgment handed over by the Nigerian Federal Court to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As we all know, that as the sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yesterday, and today, another news broke out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been transferred to a prison, a maximum security prison in Sokoto, as we heard from the lawyers, or we saw them circulating it on the social media. This particular report is coming from the lawyers that today, 21st of November, that Mazi Kanu has been transferred from the Nigerian DSS dungeon to Sokoto, far north, Sokoto maximum prison. Today, I want to first say this. All of you who have in one way or the other contributed to the jail, the sentence of Mazi Kanu to life imprisonment, shame to every one of you. And I curse, and this IPOB family, we curse all of you who in one way, out of your greed, out of your envy, out of your jealousness, we curse every one of you who have played very dangerous role to the imprisonment of Mazi Kanu. This IPOB that Mazi Kanu formed I heard the voice of Mazi Kanu when it was on Radio Biafra, when they were broadcasting in AM radio, not FM, shortwave radio. It was uploaded on social media in 2011 or 2011, 2012. And gradually we started listening to him. We were called. Many of us were called around the world. We didn't know each other. Every one of us, we rose up in different countries. Some of us, they might have given us this issue of freedom, but we didn't know what it meant until the coming of Mazi Kanu. He called every one of us. When we heard his voice, all of us rose up. Things were happening to Biafrans around the world, but we never knew. We were all running away from our country, from our homeland till death, until Mazi Kanu came. He woke us up. We started to connect ourselves around the world. By 2013, early 2014, Biafrans have started gathering. We started through social media and the radio, spreading the gospel for the restoration of Biafra. As years goes by, Mazi Kanu started traveling from one country to another to spread this gospel. As year goes by, millions of people answered this call. Irrespective of every challenge, because we know in a journey of freedom, there must be challenges. But the most important thing is, how do you manage all these challenges? When many of us came on board, because we have been there from beginning, but when many of us understood that this is a very serious journey, a very dangerous one for that matter, we make sure we apply every necessary security. Mazi Kanu started traveling from one country to another, preaching the gospel for the restoration of Biafra. Mazi Kanu, as he was traveling everywhere around the world, from Europe to America, America to Asia, Asia to Middle East, he never encountered any problem. He was protected. He was protected everywhere he went to preach the gospel. Biafrans protected him. He traveled without paying. Biafrans were taking care of the ticket, bringing him to spread the gospel for the restoration of Biafra. And the struggle grew and grew. In 2015, when he left Kuwait in September, ending September 28 or 29 September, he left Kuwait to UK. From UK, he went to Nigeria. On 12th of October, he was arrested in Lagos. That was the second arrest. Biafrans mobilized. We protested. From Abo to Onitsha to Enugu, protest was everywhere. We were killed. National High School Aba, we were massacred. Onitsha Head Bridge, we were massacred. Mpo, we were massacred. Umuahia, we were massacred. We were adopted. Extrajudicial killings. When all these things were happening, some people were not known. We know we are in a journey of soldier comes, soldier go. But when all these things were happening, some people do not care. Some people do not mind. We were called miscreants. We were called all kinds of names. We were told that we don't know what we are doing. We protected this man. We protected Mazi Kanu. On the process of protecting him and making him who he is today, lives were lost. How many people died in his father's compound? People who said this man must be protected. How many people died? All this why? Because he was carrying the torch to lead us for freedom. After he was attacked in his father's compound, disappeared from the public, and reappeared in 2018 in Israel. Biafrans have another relief when they found him appeared in Israel. Many people tried to join back the struggle. New people followed this struggle. Most of us who remain in this struggle, who have been in this struggle from the beginning, our purpose is to help Mazi Kanu to restore Biafra. Some of us in this struggle, we are not egocentric, because that is the problem we are having in this movement. People who came, they want to make money. People who could not feed themselves, they want to feed themselves from IPOB. People who were looking wretched, they saw IPOB as a place they can play their games. Yes, you expect those things in a struggle like this, and especially in a society like Nigeria, where many people are corrupt, many people are heartless animals. They can do anything. In June, on June 19th, 2021, That was the last day most of us communicated to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We never knew he was adopted in Kenya. We never knew. At least for me, I spoke to him few hours before he could not answer his telephone again. And from that time till date, when he went to Kenya, some people knew, his siblings knew that he was in Kenya. He was in Kenya not for 1 day. He was in Kenya not for 2 days. The leadership did not know. He was resident in Kenya. Nobody from this leadership knew. The question is, after we have built a leader, kept him where the world is talking about him, people that step in around his circle, they try to detach him from that leadership, that they know they are very protective of this man. They start to control him, that the leadership cannot even know where their leader is, irrespective of anything. People who have protected him. And at the end of the day, when we lose contact, we ask, we continue to ask, where is our leader? For me, it was not also normal because I didn't know what happened to me, that I believed them, because this is people that I don't believe. I do not believe them. I do not know what happened, that I was believing him, believing them, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was praying. Little did we know that he was kidnapped in Kenya, held in Kenya. None of us knew that until the 28th of June. We saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Federal High Court, Abuja. We saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the pages of newspaper. This is somebody the family, the brothers were telling us. Little did we know that as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya, that many of them were arranging visitors who goes to meet him in Kenya. Little did the leadership knew. The brothers, they knew. Politicians were going to see him in Kenya. They were arranging all kinds of people to go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. The leadership didn't know. We protected this struggle. From the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, we held on to this struggle. We swallowed a lot of things to make sure that this struggle remains. Because this is the struggle for the people. It is not a struggle for an individual. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought to court the same people who knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya, the same people came over. And I want to say something this evening. You see anybody who is advising you, don't talk about this thing, let's move forward. May Chukwokikabiyama strike that person dead. Anybody who comes on your timeline to tell you, don't talk about, we must blame those we must blame for this calamity. Irrespective, whether we like it or not, we are moving forward. But those that must be blamed must be blamed. But after all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced to life. And somebody cannot tell you, don't talk. Let's move forward. Move where? Where are we moving with you? Where are we moving with you? What I'm saying today, I'm just trying to give a brief history of how we have maneuvered this struggle till where we are today. That is what I'm trying to do. How we have come. In as much I'm not saying it in details. Because yesterday is not a good day for the Biafrans all over the world. The way Biafrans feel since yesterday and today, just like the day we saw Mazi Nnamdi in the prison. Some people will tell you, don't talk about it. Let's see how you move where. Where are we moving with you? Where are we moving with you? Indisciplined individuals, horrible individuals who have sabotaged this struggle and sabotaged the life of Mazi Nnamdi. Shame on all of you. Because of your greed, for your own personal interest, you have guided a man who is holding the torch for the Biafra restoration into a life sentence. And you have the right to come to tell us, don't blame, this is not time for blaming. This is not the time to blame. After blaming, we move forward. But we must blame those who have caused us this pain. You can't. Nobody can deny us. I am pained from this judgment yesterday. It is not a surprise to me, and it is not a surprise to millions of other Biafrans, because we knew this is where Nigerian government was heading to. Mazi Nnamdi brought to Nigeria. He's supposed to be brought to court on 25th of July, 2021. The same women who advised him to go away from the leadership of IPOB and move to Kenya, the same women who were visiting him from Kenya, because we realized that some of them were visiting him from America to East Africa. The leadership never knew. Some of the women, they were visiting him. The leadership never knew. But the moment he was caught, every one of them turned around to cast the blame on the leadership. Had it been that time some of us walk carelessly on the road, people will stone us. People will attack us for selling Mazi Nnamdi. They put their propaganda machines all in order to make sure that they destroy the leadership of IPOB. To make sure they destroy the leadership of IPOB. On 25th of July 2021, the Nigerian government promised to bring Mazi Nnamdi to the court. They failed to bring him to the court. The leadership of this movement, after much pressure, and the same people were rumoring that Mazi Nnamdi have 2 weeks to live inside the DSS custody. They used that particular propaganda and mount pressure on our people. The leadership rose from a very emergency meeting and said, there will be a sit-at-home order, a civil disobedience, because sit-at-home is never. On the sit-at-home order. And at the end of the day, we declared a sit-at-home to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi was brought out to court. That was the reason we did that. That was the reason we called for a sit-at-home, a Monday sit-at-home, that Mazi Nnamdi will be brought to court until he is brought to court, until he's given access, because that time the lawyers were not also allowed to see him. Later, they met him. The same Monday, we started sit at home, and he advised that we must cancel the sit at home. By the following week, the IPOB leadership canceled this sit at home. Little did we know that as we obeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that his siblings and some of the lawyers who are around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it was a plan to stop the leadership from taking this responsibility. And they knew that our people have listened to the leadership, to the IPOB Directorate of State. The siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the lawyers around, they turn around. Little did we know that this young man, they call a Berryman, was already, we knew that he was an infiltrator. We knew he was an agent provocateur. We knew. If nothing more, I myself told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even before he interviewed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I told him about this guy. I told him about what this guy said. I told him about, hey, this guy must do like this if you really want him to work with us. They blackmail. And I was not the only one. Many people were advising. But because he was an agent, already prepared, the leadership of IPOB went on and called off the sit at home. They turned around and they informed him that the leadership of IPOB have called out, accused them that they have taken money from the government to call off the sit at home. And that is how the whole mess. After we have pronounced that the sit at home has been cancelled, within 2 days he came around and said the sit at home must continue. The leadership have taken money from Nigerian government. And most of you believed him. Most of you believed him. And that belief, that support, all of you gave him is what have landed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today in a life sentence. All of you that believed him, contributed money, support him, all that support is what have, because before now, there was nothing. We were being killed. All of you supported him. You started to shout. And they said you have become autopilots. You have become autopilots. And this is where you have authored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in a life sentence. We tried all we could and come on this radio to explain to our people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that was not the first time he was being arrested. He was arrested in 2015. We brought him out through protest. We never killed anybody. We never attacked anyone. We were only protesting. They were killing us. And at the end of the day, we rescued Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the hands of the Nigerian government. That was on April 2017. In April 2017. IPOB did not become violent. IPOB did not kill anyone. We continued to protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think after 4 months or 3 months, he was in detention. DSS hid him. He was incommunicado until one day he appeared in the court. IPOB never go out to kill anyone. IPOB never threatened anybody. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released. Then the Nigerian government made the next move, attack him in his father's compound, kill many people, and he escaped. He reappeared. IPOB was not violent. IPOB has never been violent. During this period, the Nigerian government, the sponsors of everybody know the ideology of Muhammadu Buhari, which is Fulani movement, the Fula movement. Fulanis started to launch, Fulani haters started to launch attacks on our farms, rape our women, destroy our crops. All of you knew about this. It is not a hidden issue. And on the process, IPOB volunteers started to confront the Fulani herdsmen in the bushes, as people could not go to their farms any longer. Everything that is happening in the northern part of Nigeria was what the Fulani herdsmen were trying to impose in Biafra land. And that gave birth to the Eastern Security Network. Go to the bushes where these Fulanis are all hiding, creating terror camps. Make sure they do not settle in our bushes. Make sure they do not. It is a voluntary job. Nobody is being paid. These are young men who said, no, our families cannot be killed. Farms cannot be. People take loans to cultivate farms. And Fulani herdsmen will come and destroy, kill, and rape. That gave birth to all those issues. The Eastern Security Network started to protect the farms in the bushes, and they remain in the bushes, trying to curtail the influx of Fulani, Marudin Fulani herdsmen. Suddenly, for the fact that they fell the first one, they couldn't push IPOB in the first arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into violence. They used this young man, this Ekberima, and brought violence in our land. And from day one, IPOB made it very clear, with numerous press releases, that this man you call Simon Eba is not a member of IPOB. Go to Finland. We have a family in Finland. We did everything possible that this young man, for the fact that he is broadcasting on social media, for the fact that along the line, this is social media, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said there are somebody talking about Biafra or people should listen to him. It doesn't mean, after all, he talked to other people also. It doesn't mean that he's an IPOB member. To be an IPOB member, you must identify yourself with the IPOB family, because we are present in over 100 countries. You must identify yourself. There must be a coordinator. You are not an IPOB member. You are not an IPOB member. You must be paying your dues. And then the directions comes from the leadership of this movement, the Directorate of State. They tried everything to impose him on us. People try to say, oh, you must, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they brought them from America. And I will say it today, tomorrow, that many Biafrans who are residing in America, you see them with all kind of their organization, everybody, you see like the ones you see parading. How many are they? 7. 7 of them have different organizations. You ask yourself, what it is that behavior. You see many of them, you see them parading in America, they are 6. 6 of them are 3 different organizations. 6 of them, 3 different organizations. This one say, I am a Vid. This one say, I am Rising Sun. This one said, I am an advocate of this thing. I want you to look in the mentality of these people. This one say, we are Omo Adaka. This one say, a small group of people. A small group of people, they want, if they do not have a personal interest, why are they dividing groups? How many are they? Most of them were part of, apart from, I think, the advocacy for this thing, the remaining were part of the Eperima, the Woto crony. And at the end of the day, when they get problem, everybody divides. They all were part of launching attack on IPOB to destroy the IPOB, to destroy IPOB leadership. and had it been IPOB was destroyed, where will we be today? I'm asking every one of you. Where will millions of Biafrans be today? Where will you be now that they have sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment? Where will all of you be? Because they are coming for you. Every Biafran must be on a very high alert. I am coming to that particular topic. What is going to happen from now to the first quarter of 2026? I am telling you, if you people want to learn, you learn. You don't want to learn, it is up to you. We are in a war with the Nigerian government. Some of you think the war is you must carry gun and you start shooting. That is the war. We are in a very critical, strategic war for the soul of our people. This is how all of them came. They bring all manner of ideas. They want to corrupt the IPO, the Biafran ideology. Most of them having. Some of the groups, their plan is to, they have those groups trying to see how they will launch a political career in the Nigerian government. That is what they have, all those guys in America. Those groups they have as a launching pad into Nigerian politics. That is what they have. They have not the same ideology, but because they found out, oh, Nnamdi Kanu is there. Let us use him. Let us use them. We are freedom fighters, not politicians. We do not want to divert from a freedom fighting outfit to politics. We don't. Those who we play politics, we play. Any day we divert without having Biafra and we divert into politics, then we go and follow them and play those politics, those deceptive way of life, lies, manipulation. And that is not why we are here. And that is not why Chukwuka Abiyama called us. We fought, IPOB fought, for people to have access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of them thought it was by their making. IPOB made sure we fought to make sure that we have access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And they were, those of them who were having access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do not use it to the betterment of this struggle. They were never using it to put this struggle in a better light. None of them. Many of them who circled Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to give them authorization to destroy Chinasa Nworu. Some of them went there to get authorization from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to see who to kill. Kill Chinasa Nworu, destroy Chinasa Nworu. I want him destroyed. I want Chike Doziem destroyed. I want this person destroyed. They are fools. That is only what they went there to do. Fools. That is only what they went there to do. That is the only reason thinking. The Igbo adage says, we have protected the struggle. They seized the fund for this struggle. They seized the fund. They blocked the fund for this movement because they wanted this movement to cripple. With the thousands and thousands of dollars IPOB have in possession, they block it. Many of you do not know how this movement survived till date. No external support, only the little money, IPOB family, those who believe in this struggle. Many of you said you can never contribute until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out. You will never give this struggle, Chinasa Nworu, as if you are giving Chinasa Nworu money. I am sure that I have never come to any one of you to beg for anything. I am sure. I am very, very sure. I have never begged in my life, and I will never beg, even though the way the struggle have kept us. We manage. The leadership of this movement continue to control this struggle when the money for this struggle were being used in any way they like to destroy this movement. Some who feel that is where the money is, they run to them. People in this struggle who cannot come to social media to broadcast unless they are being given money, they run. You see them yabbing on social media. They cannot use their own 10,000 naira and put data and speak on Biafra unless somebody give it to them. If they eventually do it, they have pain in their heart. If you have followed me on social media since many years back, and many of us, family writers, Emeka Gift, all many people who have been consistent in this struggle, something we have been consistent for over a decade. There is no day we never tweeted, we never posted on social media. Nobody pays us. Here we are. For the 4 years Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, all what these people do is to destroy the leadership of this movement. When they found out the leadership is standing firm to make sure we keep the ideology moving, Nigerian government introduced violence in our land through their Woto cronies and through some of the women in America. We are coming for them. All of them that have caused this pain in our place, they have no place to run. All of them. All of them that have caused this problem in our place, that work with the real agents to bring violence in our place, we will come for every one of them. They think, they saw what happened to Eperima. IPOB, we stood. We wrote to the Finland government. We went to Finland government. We mobilized everywhere in the world. We went and protested. That is IPOB. To show you we are not a violent movement. If we are a violent movement, we won't be protesting. Do you see ISWAT? Do you see Boko Haram? Have you seen them protesting? No, they don't protest. They are attacking with guns. But you see IPOB protesting. But people turn it, you thought that is weakness. Because we are not carrying gun, that is weakness. But because you are a fool, that is why you believe it is through gun you can solve the problem of self-determination. When Nigeria have 1 million problems, we can use and divide Nigeria and seek for our own self-determination, seek for our referendum. Nigeria have all the problems that are needed to separate the country. It's not by God. And that is what they are getting now. All our efforts to try to control situations when this Eperima was doing all these things. Many of you refuse to understand that when they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was when the crime, they said it is from NSAS. Most of you, have you seen what is read in the court? Throughout the court sitting, have you ever heard it? When the lawyers come out, they talk a different thing. But these are points that IPOB, we can defend all this rubbish that was said in the court. Even with that, we will disseminate all those points, put them down, because they were all lies. But the lawyers will come out. They will talk a different thing. They will come to talk the one that you will be praising Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will come out and tell you the one, we are firing them, we are doing this. All lies. They were deceiving you. They were taking away the main point. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigerian government, irrespective of anything, it is a political sentence. But I'm coming to that one. They were deceiving you. If you listen to all these things that was counted in the court, The lawyers never opened one day and told us this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being charged. They never. When they come, they start to talk like Ndeguarisi. They were all hiding everything. All these things that was counted, Nigeria used and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if they bring this thing outside, we will disseminate this point. Where did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say that they are going to attack British embassy, attack Nigerian embassy? Where did he say that? Where? When did he say that? As long as I know, on 20th October, everybody knew that anytime there is riot in Nigeria, insecurity, the government will always, the foreign bodies will always tell themselves to close their embassies for security reasons. Of recent, they are issuing security alerts. Every country does that. When a country is being unstable or there is a riot, people are calling for protest, all these things. The countries, the foreign embassies, especially America, British embassies, they normally call their citizens. And I know on 20th of that October, they are talking USA embassy. They said they are shutting down their consulate in Lagos over NSAS protest. Over NSAS protest. That is why they shut down, not Nnamdi Kanu saying to go and attack the British embassy, the USA embassy. Nnamdi Kanu never said that. Everything, the contest, all these things were quoted out of context. It is in the news. Go and check them. There are news, there are publications on these things. USA embassy in Lagos issued security alert to their nationals over the NSAS. Over the NSAS. Is Nnamdi Kanu the initiator of NSAS? And we allow themselves all these things. Are they telling us they don't know about these things? All the crimes that was committed, when they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they start to commit the crime. So they can link them to him. To him. They will link them. You go to Olo, the center of where they committed all these crimes, because that is where the willing tools gathered. I was screaming on this platform. I was screaming, IPOB members, we were screaming and disassociating ourselves from what was happening. Numerous press release, radio broadcast, to tell our people we do not accept any violence against our people. IPOB is not responsible for all this rubbish. From 14th December, after the Anambra election, when we finished studying the situation of things, how it happened, 14th December, I came on this particular platform to tell our people, please, this is what is happening. These things have nothing to do with IPOB. We start to mention names of the criminals who were perpetuating crimes under the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, under the name of IPOB. Today they will answer this. Today, tomorrow, they even came up. They said they are Umuoma. I came on radio. I said, there is nothing like Umuoma. We don't have anything called Umuoma in IPOB. They tell you Umuoma is IPOB. They tell you Umuoma. I don't know wherever, only in Imo State, only in Olo, is where IPOB is regarded as Umuoma. IPOB is regarded, ESN is regarded as Umuoma. And they tell you it is your name. Tomorrow, the Umuoma. On the process we push, they say they are Liberation Army. They are this. They Vomahi. Opposed to them. All of you. We know the role. Yes, we know the role every one of you played, but we will come to that. We know some of you businessmen in Anambra, we know the role all of you played. In 4 years, most of you who do not, because the target was to destroy IPOB leadership, most of you circled around the criminals. Most of you circled around the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to destroy IPOB leadership. And I know that today, most of them will be blaming themselves for the role they have played. IPOB continued to fight. When we got, when Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Sam Michael Zekome got a victory, 2022, 14th or 13th October, discharged and acquitted. And most of you knew that that was the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been released, even though Nigeria went to Supreme Court. This is the time we are pushing that these subjects have come to an end. It is now Nigeria to obey their court order, their appeal court order. And that is where we stood till date. Because we know what was happening. But everybody should know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have enemies. The way the judgment came, they were shocked. They now set out their own plans. That is why I say the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and some of these lawyers who were being out of greed, when they give them money, they advise them. They run and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this person said like this. He said this is the way we are going to do it. That is what they continue to do. I came up on Radio Biafra. I said we stand on that discharge and acquitted. Nigeria obeyed this court order first. They refused. The brother came out on social media and wrote, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be going back for a trial. And everybody forgot. These charges now that they use and sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all these charges have been quashed. Before, all this has been quashed. Even the radio transmitter is now getting a sentence. All the 7 charges, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were convicted in all the 7 charges that has already been discharged and acquitted. The brothers came on social media to tell us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going back to trial. Yeah, he's going back. He's going back to court for trial. They were proud. Fools. They were proud. Envy. So that they won't be. If the DOS gives Chinasa Nworu instruction to come and announce something on the air, they run around. Who told you? This is a body. Envy, jealousy. Did I ask anybody to come Agune Chamber? Go and ask about me. I don't like titles. It is paining you. Envy. Look at where it has landed every one of us. For 4 years, every day we are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For 4 years, our mental health is shattered because of what kind of people surrounded Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now they have sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have moved one side. You see them, they go silent. They will come from the back and tell you, let us move forward. Move forward. Move forward. They have sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. But I want to come now to talk about Biafrans on this life sentence they gave to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. What Nigerian government demonstrated, life sentence given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the worst they can do. They have played their last card. It is for us now to play our own game. And if we play this our own strategy, I bet you Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. I bet every one of you. If every one of you, this is not a journey. It's not a short journey. The leadership always have a long-term journey. Along the line, I happened to have a conversation with somebody. I told him, These things that are going this way, are you people making plans? Are you looking ahead? Is there any plans you have? Is there any information you are getting? Because I see that most of you are not looking ahead. Always, or whether you people knew, but you want to keep it to yourself. But if you are leading the people, you're supposed to always inform the people. Ideas will come. People will open up. They will give you information they have. They will tell you. I asked them today, they say they have moved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I told them, I said, you see this thing, if they sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some of you will think, because of what you have played, some of them, you see how they were, the lawyers, how the judge used to cajole them. He called them content creators. He told them they are running around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is for their own selfish interest. You see them talking. And they still have mouth to go on radio, on television, still talking rubbish. Still talking rubbish. Don't worry, we are going to appeal. You have appealed cases for more than 100 times. You never win one. You see, don't worry, we are going to appeal. They have appealed since 4 years. They have appealed cases. They have 5 cases for more than 100 times. They have never won anyone. He's coming to keep you people in another false hope. As he is, you see him talking rubbish, going there. He has his own criminal cases waiting for him. You don't see them in newspaper over fraud and all these things. You don't see them. These are the kind of people that surround Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tomorrow, if you touch them, they say because they are evil. Those guys you see, go, you don't read newspapers, Biafrans. They are having fraud cases with the CPM. Cases are too much. And these are the people surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today they talk like this, tomorrow they talk like this. Men of low caliber. And these are people are running around because of their personal interest. They have messed up Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case because the Nigerian government watch the body language. They watch people around him. They watch. And if anybody of them now they sentence Mazi Nnamdi come on social media to write nonsense, they will get it hot from us. From this moment. Some of you, from now onward, you will know that those nonsense we have tolerated for many years, we are not going to tolerate it again. If you are in, you are in. You are out, you are out. Every day you come on social media to tell us, you can tell us all these things and you never tell us all these charges they read against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court for 4 hours. They never talk about it. They never explain it to anybody. Things they don't know, they never ask. Because some of them have dirty deals. So don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to mount defense. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mounts defense, some of them will be implicated. Because he never sent some of them some messages. He never. Most of them were working with this experiment. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not know. Also, because they want money. Don't worry, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lies. Lies. That's why they advise him, don't mount defense, because they want to protect themselves. What all these cases they charge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is nothing. There is nothing in there. All these things. This is, if you argue them, there is nothing. And that is why you see it is a political jail sentence. And I'm saying it very clear. Nigerian government should know that this pronouncement of life sentence on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no, the public and the international community, it is not acceptable. The Nigerian government is supposed to know. They have to check the public. Everybody is frowning at the judgment. Does that not tell them something? Meaning it is not accepted. The public did not accept it. International communities did not accept it. One of the USA congressmen, he said the sentence of Nnamdi Kanu is a sign of a poor judiciary. He said it yesterday. whole judiciary system in Nigeria. People are coming out, everybody condemning all these judgments. And it is IPOB media, you have to start compiling all these rejections. All these things, people are rejecting this judgment. The public, like the press release said, and in days to come, weeks to come, we are rolling out our own. Don't think it is over. You see this judgment Nigeria got today. They gave this fake judgment. We reject it. We do not accept this judgment. And on this basis, the IPOB leadership will launch their own counter-attacks on this. Because the next thing, Nigerian government will use this judgment, start going from one country to another, trying to convince them because their target is to destroy IPOB. That is the next move they are going to do. And IPOB, we're already waiting for them. We have prepared our own counter. That judgment, we will give it ourselves. We will take the judgment to go to talk to the government of the world bodies. We'll tell them, look at the judgment you gave to a man who is fighting for the freedom of his people. Look at the judgment you gave to him. The only thing I will tell you people, if you are praying, pray for Mazi Chinasa Nworu. Wherever they kept him, IPOB leadership, our duty is to make sure he's alive. He will come out alive. It is not a death sentence. We will bring him alive. But we must listen to the leadership of IPOB because of what is about to come. Everybody knows what is happening in Nigeria presently. Nigeria is being, hammered because of their collaboration with terrorists, Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, ISWAP. All these people are terrorists that Nigerian government, only in the northern part of Nigeria, is where you see all these terrorist groups. Only in the northern part of Nigeria. You don't see this terrorist group anywhere. And Nigerians want to do something. They want everywhere in Nigeria to be inflamed with crisis. So that they will tell the world, like you see the narrative that it is not only Christians are killed, Muslims are being killed, which is a lie. Who are those Muslims that are being killed? These are the Shia. The Sunnis, they are killing them. The problem that makes them divide in 2016, there is something our people have to know. On all this Christian killing and those who are defending it, and now Nigeria is on a hot seat, Nigeria will like to inflame every part of the country with crisis. And that is where every one of us is going to play a very important role. Listen to Radio Biafra. If you don't have Radio Biafra, because from now till the first quarter of next year, Nigeria is going to play a very dangerous game on Biafra land. Let me explain it. I didn't come here to blame anybody, but I came here to open your eyes so that it won't happen again. So that it's because what is they about to do now is what they did when they brought Nnamdi Kanu. They start to create crisis. Now they have sentenced Mazi Kanu. They are going to new crisis to tell the world that IPOB is a violent movement, that the Biafra agitators are violent, they are violent separatists, and for that, nobody should. They are plan to unleash terror to say, "Be Mazi Kanu, that you seen what they've done? Everything they're going to do is to discredit IPOB." Every one of you remember during when this when he was asking his people on sit at home to shut down churches. This was when they are trying to implement these things. And IPOB will come here and warn people. There was a Sunday, I saw that in one of these judgments they read. There was a day, I think it was 2020. The judge read this thing there. He said on Sunday that IPOB we make sit at home, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was a lie. Sit at home, 30th December it fell on a Sunday. I think it was 2020 or 2021. 30th May, which is the Biafra Heroes and Heroines Day, it fell on a Sunday. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no. Everywhere in the world is like that. If anything fell on Sunday, it will be done on Monday. Everywhere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no. People were saying we stop people church. No, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no. That is on Sunday. You can't stop our people from going to church because of the holiday. This 30th May will be observed on Monday. Our people going to church should pray for our people. On Monday now, we will observe the sit at home. That was on a Biafran Heroes and Heroines Day. And I saw James Omotosho reading it that Mazi Kanu stop people from, which is a lie. These are facts that can be debunked easily. And we are going to take that judgment. Every point that he made there, the leadership will take that judgment and we will thwart it and submit it to the international community. You see that judgment? Because we have the record. And that is, instead, the lawyers and the brothers, when they see these things, they contact the leadership. There are people that knows. Not those, they don't even remember what happened yesterday. They claim that they know. They can't even keep record. You see some of them, all these people, all of them that are smokers of this marijuana and all these things, surround Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What happened yesterday, they cannot even remember. Only when after smoking, they think that they can walk from Lagos to America by leg. When they say those things, they can't even remember. They cannot recollect. And they cannot give to the leadership to say, no, this is not how it happened. They feel they are seizing information from IPOB. Because if some of this information are known to us, we will disseminate those information on social media. We will settle them on social media. No, they hide it. When they go cut and come out, they come and tell us, well, this thing is this thing. They're deceiving you, you are jumping off. And at the end of the day, look at where they have put us. So want to attack our churches in the name of IPOB. I am saying it now that everybody will listen. You saw on 19th how they tried to link. They said now they are linking. They are linking IPOB commanders. There is one thing people don't understand. There is nothing like IPOB commanders. These are what people don't understand. IPOB has no commanders. Okay, if you say ESN commanders, it's understood. But IPOB have no commander. We have principal officers. We have coordinators, unit coordinators, regional reps. This is our structure. There is nothing like IPOB commanders. What are they talking? These are all misinformation. They say they are linking IPOB commanders to this Woto crony in Finland. They even connect some housing people. Say they are ISWAP. I will read that news here so that you people will understand what is happening and what Nigerian government is about to do. During when they were threatening churches, we came on radio here and said, on no account should anybody threaten the church. Most of you did not understand. Some of you were supported. Said they were calling pastors. And you see today, they are using it on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That they were threatening pastors. What a man was doing while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in detention. That is what they are using to link Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I want to say something for every one of us, for those who are not listening. Do not be deceived by names calling, the names they call. Don't be deceived. You know, when they call them something for you so that you take it lightly, they call themselves autopilot. Autopilot, you just see the name normal, you love it, autopilot. But look at what they havoc they cause on our land. You don't see the name of that. They didn't give a name that looks horrible. Just the same way they did to Boko Haram. You know, people do not understand. Many of our people do not understand that Boko Haram is a guy name. It is not the real. Forget about. People will tell you it is. People will say Boko Haram is Western education is sin. That is how the Hausa people, because the Hausa people were the main target of Boko Haram. The Hausa people are the Christians. Many of Hausa people, I don't mean that all of them, but if today, most of you will realize that 30% of all these northern states, some 40, they are Christians. You never knew. And the places the Boko Haram were attacking were the Christian communities. So the Hausa people call them Boko Haram, meaning Western, because their way of life, it is, even Boko Haram don't like that name. That is what people don't understand. If Boko Haram mentioned their name, you will understand their purpose. Because the original name of Boko Haram is Jamaat al-Sunni al-Dawa al-Jihad. So the moment you hear al-Sunni al-Jihad, you already know this group is all about. You already know that it means a jihad movement. When you hear that, this is because it's in Arabic. It is in Arabic where they say they are Jamaat al-Sunnah al-Dawa al-Jihad. This is in Arabic language. But if you translate it in English language, it means association of people of the Sunnah for preaching and jihad. Or you say people committed to the Prophet's teaching for propagation and jihad. That is the full meaning. So if you say their original name, al-Sunni al-Dawal al-Jihad, so immediately you hear jihad, you know what jihad is. But they now coin the name. They tune it down to become a stylish name, just like Woto Crony and Autopilot. They use that name, Boko Haram. Some of you self love the name Boko Haram, Boko Haram. That is what people call them on the street because they are strict. They don't want them to go to school. They don't want them to go to church. They are attacking them. The Boko Haram name continue. It become a name that in your presence, it is just looking a name. But in reality, it is a jihadist movement. When Mazi Chinasa is talking about they are coming, it is this group. When they tell you propagation of jihad, this is their real name. Al-Jamaat, Al-Sunni, Al-Dawal, Al-Jihad. This is a jihad movement. For you, you call it Boko Haram, Boko Haram. Every time Boko Haram, you think when you call it Boko Haram, oh, they say Western education is sin. No. Even Boko Haram themselves don't like you call them Boko Haram. They don't like it. They feel you are degrading them. Using that kind of name. One thing is that why they don't call themselves Jazz? Because if you put in their thing, they say Jamaat. Jamaatu, Al-Sunnah, Ladwati, Wal-Jihad. This is their name. In 2016, they divided into two. In 2016, that time Mazi Chinasa was still in detention. He was still in detention in Abuja. They divided into two. That is how ISWAP, the Islamic State of West African Province, rose. You see what they did last time in Lake Chad Basin. They killed themselves. Two rivals who will control the Lake Chad Basin. Most of these things our people don't understand. The name Boko Haram is a deception. Call them by their name. It is a jihadist movement. That is why Christians, when they tell you the Muslims are being killed, which Muslims? They are killing the Shia. The ones of, because most of the Hausa people are Shia. What they call this man, the one that they were, Zalzaki. Zalzaki movement is a Shia. That is why you see the government is also persecuting them. And they are coming to our place. As they have sentenced Mazi Kanu, most of you did not know that in these few days Mazi Kanu was going on. They were bombing everywhere because last time ESN went to shift some Fulani herdsmen that were encroaching into Anambra. They were in Enugu. Imagine all this killing they were killing. The military will use their helicopter to go and attack ESN because they are confronting with the Fulani herdsmen. Most of you did not know. Sometimes it's not that the leadership we are fools. Certain things is to bring it to your knowledge that this is what is happening. So you don't sleep, and they sleep off. They come and kill you. Certain information we drop in the social media is to wake you from slumber. So that some of you say, nothing is happening, nothing is happening. Imagine a country where we are living, you are a Christian, you go to the church, you will be adopted in the church. You will be killed, massacred in the church. You go to the farm, same terrorist people will come to the farm, destroy your farm crops, kill you, rape your women, and nobody says anything. They are heavily armed. You are traveling along the road, they will kidnap you, take ransom. If you fail, they can they can kill you and dump your body over there. On the road, police are there extorting you, trying to extort you. Extrajudicial killings is normal for them. This is the country we are living. And I'm telling you people, you see two things are happening in Biafra land in Nigeria now. The jail, the sentence of Mazi Kanu, and the Christian genocide. While the world their beef is on Nigeria, Nigeria is planning to cause a crisis in Biafra land to distract, to inform the world. You see, they are lying. They are trying to say IPOB is the one who played this propaganda. Let me tell you people something. It is our duty to expose the evil being committed in Nigeria. And I used to tell people that. Tell us, why do you, you're right, you talk too much. Yes, we will talk. The one that needs talking, we will talk. Some of you are busy looking who to attack. But when I was pushing this message, they have engaged us with the Woto rubbish, the Southeast. These killings have been going on. But everybody's supposed to know that since Mazi Kanu was rendition, we were fighting to make sure we survive, that IPOB never collapses. That is what we have been doing. Then when we get a free period, after Eperima was jailed, was arrested, in January, we start to push some of these reports. The killings in our place, the killings in the north. We start to bring it to the world notice. Because Nigeria won't keep you busy. You will ask yourself, why do they sentence Mazi Kanu this time? Because they want me and you to react negatively. They want us to come on the street. What we are going to do is in our hearts. We know this game. We have become matured enough to predict what they want to do. You know now, America is on net. They want confusion. They can, so that they know that they are going to push a new set of people who we said we don't agree. Yeah, the gentleman is in the Kanu because they are looking for an opportunity to even put more. They don't want Mazi Kanu to come out. But we must continue to present Mazi Nnamdi Kanu subject to the world. They will be questioned. If they don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they won't travel places. Time is coming. They must provide him. Nothing happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if they like him to go to. It is how we operate that we question Nigerian government. As you see, they are pushing them now, trying to sanction them, seize their properties everywhere because of the genocide. That is how we ask them about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They must release him. He is a prisoner of conscience. I want every Biafra, make sure you listen. If you don't have Radio Biafra, go and download, get this, because they already set out the mercenaries. They want America to know that IPOB is also, with this document, IPOB is also causing problem. IPOB is not causing problem. They are setting up those agent provocateurs to cause problem in our place. And that is what they have planned now they want to do. Before the judgment, you see they surround Mazi Nnamdi Kanu home. The early morning of yesterday, they have already made out. Thinking when they make the judgment, people start marching towards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see killings. They will tell you the people want to snatch gun from Mazi Nnamdi. They want to snatch, IPOB members want to snatch gun from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the policemen. That is why they kill. But they stayed there yesterday and become disappointed. They became disappointed. Some of them are thinking that since yesterday that we're supposed to start learning things. Anybody giving you this advice, he don't like what we are doing. You don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alive. Because they will now dish out people. Ndagaga made video. Not somewhere. If we with 5 people, they gather. If you do this thing, we are going to do this, we are going to. They are sending them to do them. When they do those things, those people to commit something, they say, you see, it's IPOB. And I want to implore every IPOB media, every IPOB sympathizer, every one of you on social media, those things are not coming from IPOB and will never come from IPOB. If you see such rubbish, debunk it, counter it, and make sure that you explain to people. Don't say, I am confused or not confused. Only that you are not well equipped with information. That is why you say you are confused. That is why you will say you are confused. Nobody is confused. You can be in this struggle these years. You tell us that you are confused. It doesn't happen and it can happen. So what I am saying is everybody must, we are entering into a new stage of battle by the Nigerian government. A new stage that they have now planned all they want to do. If you watch at what they tried to do yesterday, let me come to that news so that some of you will know. Tomorrow you said, I am confused. Nobody told. They said the DSS, 7 alleged IPOB commanders linked to is the DSS. This is all lies. They said they dragged these guys to the court. Listen very well. The DSS has filed terrorism charges against 7 alleged commanders of the indigenous people of Biafra. Number 1, there is nothing like IPOB commanders. IPOB is the body that moved this movement, championed this movement. Let me explain it for those who don't understand. Even some of the media people in the northern Nigeria now call nonsense. None of them, most of the people talking on social media, none of them have come to even IPOB leadership. Only some educational, there are some people running their research in the universities that do come to IPOB to get the real fact. But you see all these social media, all these media people, They don't. You know the kind of news they carry? Have you ever seen the leadership of IPOB make a test or make an official statement? The Nigerian media will carry it. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen the IPOB leadership will release a memo? The news media will carry it. They will not, because they know it's coming from the main body, the movement. Instead, who they will carry? Eberima. Who they will carry? They tweet that these ambulance lawyers are writing that they know it is junk, that it is pure junk. When those people write their junk on Twitter, they go and lift it and tell you this is what it is. You think they don't know what they are doing? You think they don't know? Because they want to spread rubbish. They want to make IPOB look like IPOB is nothing. But the official stand of IPOB, like as I have read the official stand of IPOB, they won't carry it because they know it has a weight. Because they know when they carry it, it will be there in their archives. International communities can always find it and found out that IPOB, this was their stand. They are not violent. Even when they have sentenced their leader to life imprisonment, that they are not violent. This press statement I read here today, it is very important. That is why I said everybody publish this press statement. We are going to release the original copy. Why is very important is what? Tomorrow they are going to start violence. They'll tell you it is IPOB, but this is our official stand. You know who they will go and pick his tweet? They may go and pick the Twitter of siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will go and pick what Aloye Jimako or what this. Sometimes some of them don't know they are making caricature of them. I saw this one they call Maswell talking on AIT. Rubbish. Sometimes they don't know they bring them to mock them, for them to display their stupidity. They don't know. But this official stand of IPOB, they will never publish it because it will be there in archive. If some international community want to search through the open source, they will find this stand. They will say, no, IPOB said that they don't accept this thing. Whenever they say they are not into violence, they don't want this. They want those ones who will threaten the Nigerian government, those woto cronies. Check all the threats people have made for over 4 years. Have they been able to achieve anything? They have not. They have not. But look at how we push the crimes of Nigeria. Then the world is listening. The world is listening. Look at a whole minister of foreign affairs. They ask him on an international stage. A disgrace. He said, they asked him, this from Morgan Show, they asked him, tell us, from 2009 to 2025, how many Christians has been killed? From 2009 to 2025, how many, we are talking about here, almost, how many years? 2009.
Years, 16 years.
For 16 years, Mazi, a home minister of foreign affairs, he said on a live show, they look at him. You see that lady called him a liar. He said, you're a liar. They disgrace him. That's why he cannot go to America. Because look at who is a minister. Independent organizations are in Nigeria. Open Doors.
That is the best Nigeria can provide. That is what we are seeing in Nigeria. To be a foreign minister, honestly.
To be a foreign minister. Mazi, people don't know sometimes they bring you on the television show to make mockery of you. They don't know. That is like a finished Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case. You see these ones running to television to talk. What are you talking? What are you talking? You are talking when you have disgraced yourself, you have done all the rubbish you have done. You think, you go, what are you, some of them that are playing, they don't even know IPOB. None of them know how IPOB operates. All the lawyers, The stipulated
Mazi, remember Maxwell Okpara went to. You remember Maxwell Okpara went to Malaga, Spain, and started insulting the leadership of IPOB, insulting
not
IPOB.
only, Mazi, not only in Spain, he went to Austria.
Yes, Austria also, yes.
Insulting the leadership of IPOB, he gathered and insulted the IPOB. We kept silent. Mazi, why we didn't take that subject very serious? Not that we didn't take it serious, we just exposed it. It is now. Because the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there, we have a kind of little respect. From now onward. From now. Because they have done their worst, and we are going to teach them a lesson if they don't take time. Because they come and talk rubbish. That was where he said that they will. Did you hear what he said on the AIT program? He said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not sack them. They are the one that remove. You know, he said it in also that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if guy no do this thing, say they will remove themselves. After you remove yourself, you now go and stand at the back as a consultant. Are you not stupid? You say you remove yourself from the case. Then you say you went and he didn't sack you, but you remove yourself. You go and now stood in the court. They don't know that when James or Motosho tell them, stand up, where are they? They don't know they are making mockery of them. Stand up. These are the lawyers. Are you people competent? James Omotoshe was asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I beg you in the name of God, go and look for a lawyer, criminal lawyers. Not everybody that is claiming, because he see them, he saw them. He told them, stand up. Where are you? Because if you didn't tell them stand up, they will not stand up. Lawyers defending a high-profile case. Abasa court hagana mama put na a disgrace the struggle and elehanya and lawyers. Biafrans, the DSS said they have done what? Rearranged 7 IPOB commanders. That's where I am. There is nothing like IPOB, that they are linked, that they are receiving funds from Simon Epa, the Finland agitator, who is currently serving sentence for 6 terror-related offenses. The suspects, according to the court document, the accused persons were identified as IPOB commanders, armed couriers from Eastern Security Network. There is nothing like IPOB commanders. And the foot soldiers who allegedly received funds and material support from Simon Epa and other foreign-based members of the group. Simon Epa is not an IPOB member. He has never been, and he is not. We continue to say it, you like it or not. Then they said another person, listen to very well. These are IPOB commanders, so these are the people. They say, and one of the defendants, who is an IPOB commander, his name is Ibrahim Ali Larabo, described as illegal immigrant from the Niger Republic. Now, they are connecting IPOB that we have people from Niger Republic. Biafrans, have you now seen that stage video they use? Have you now understood the stage video where they were saying one guy was rolling on the ground? They say it's Chinasa Nworu that sent us. You bring Awusa people. Have you now seen it? Biafrans, are you seeing it? That he bring many Awusa people. They are here. There is a Nokiwe. Have you seen it? Now DSS say that one of IPOB commanders who are working, he's from Niger Republic, that his name is Ibrahim Ali. If you don't have this publication, it was published yesterday. They brought these people to court on 19th and 20th. They sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Go and see this publication and counter this kind of rubbish. Ibrahim Ali Larabo, described as an illegal immigrant from Niger Republic, that he's alleging he is working for us as a bureau de change without license. And he acts as a financial conduit for IPOB operations in the Southeast, Biafrans. Somebody from Niger Republic who is operating as a financial conduit. The Biafrans, I have come on radio. If all of you have forgotten, I told you that these criminals in Okigwe, in Olo, they were working with some Hausa people. When they take ransom, they send it. These Hausa people are people they are working with. These criminals, those are the people, when they take ransom money, they give him, he gave them money in dollars. He was doing his illegal business. I said it on Radio Biafra. The guy is operating in Okigwe, all those places, they are selling Lobanta, all these people, they are selling cows. Gentle, before Gentle was arrested, the DSS busted his home where he kept his wife and his children. They found $200,000 and the millions of nairas and land documents. These were the guys, they were all working together. The man is only selling money for them. And now they say the man is an IPOB member. The DSS said that Larabo received and disbursed large sums of funds used to finance attack. Somebody from Niger Republic. Somebody from Niger Republic who is doing exchange for the people that are dealing with cows, all these Fulanese that are making cows, selling cows in Lopanta. That is where that guy used to be. All those Fulanese that also, when they do kidnapping, this man used to collect money. You know that there are many people from Niger who are coming into our place as Fulani herdsmen, who are among these criminals. People from Niger Republic, they are in our place conducting attacks. These are people that they use. When they collect their ransom, they give them, the guys send money for them in Niger, transfer their money to Niger. These are the people DSS now use to link them to IPOB. These are the people. They said also, this in a statement released by Deputy Director of Public Relations Commission, Favour Dossier, who disclosed that the DSS has successfully persecuted Ismaili Aka Mai Tangaran, the terrorist who coordinated the 2012 attack on the police headquarters in Bombay, Kanu State, and other critical facilities, resulting in many injuries. Now, they are connecting somebody in 2012 as one of the IPOB linked to IPOB. His name is Ismaili. That he was sentenced by Emeka Wite in Federal High Court. The trial, which began in 2017, ended on 18 November when justice pronounced his verdict. Ismaili, one of the leaders of the Islamic State of West Africa, ISWAP, was convicted on the 4-count charges brought against him by the Department of the DSS under Terrorism and Prevention Act. He was sentenced to 15 years in relation to count 120, and the sentence are to run concurrently. These are people, these people use to link them to IPOB. These are people, they said, they now start to call names of people. They use these people that are Hausas who have terrorists, ISWAP members. They try to bring them together with some IPOB, one IPOB person. What is his name? I don't know what they call the guy. They say this IPOB commander, they just link all of them to IPOB through Simon Eba. They call IPOB commanders through Simon Eba. People that they are dealing with, collecting money. Why I am saying these things, Biafrans, we have to wake up. What I want you people to do, it is the work of IPOB. We shall heal those who were killed. Yes, it is because of this agitation. That is what I want Biafrans to understand. To those people in Olo, in Okigwe, in all these places that lost their life, I have only one message for you people. Nobody is denying that people are not killed in your area. But I am making it very clear. The earlier we stand on the truth, those pain, those wounds will heal. The moment we understand that the leadership of IPOB and IPOB has no hand. Even you, all of you knew. None of you can say that Chinasa Nworu, Chike Doziem, to put your phone. In all these people committing crimes in your area, you cannot say that Chinasa Nworu or the DOS or Chike Doziem is linked to any of these people. You cannot also claim that you don't know that we have continually fought these criminals. You cannot claim that. You cannot claim that IPOB members are not violent. Do not play the devil's advocate. You know the truth, but because somebody is engineering you, crimes are committed, well accepted, criminals. You yourself, all of you knew when you are giving your amnesty, you are also specifying it. No more, the kidnappers, those who do this, you all know all of them. You know people ran under, and you never mention those. You see videos of people who claim they are Biafra Liberation Army. They are this. I've never seen you people write that Biafra Liberation Army. All those people that you were catching, you see them gentle. Is in you people's hand. I don't know whether he's still alive, but you never one day call him Biafra Liberation Army. You will call him IPOB, linked to Nnamdi Kanu, linked to Simon Ekpa. These are the wrong perceptions you people are giving out to the public. These are the wrong messages. You can do these things, but I am also looking ahead. None of us is going to be immortal. Do not create a kind of enmity, because none of you will stop the restoration of Biafra. Something bigger will come, more than those things you will. It will swallow those narratives you people are talking about. In the near future, people will say, you steal people from Olo, they were all saboteurs against Biafra. It is not so. People will not tell the story, the pain you have undergone that makes you, but it's because of wrong narratives. Just like what happened in Asaba. The Nigerian government killed our people. The narrative turned around and made our people from that side to hate and deny their identity. Nobody ever told them that the reason why we were being killed, even some of these people from our brothers in Delta State, nobody will even tell them that Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu was from Opanam. You meet some people from Opanam, they tell you we don't like people, they bring the war, but nobody is telling them it was because of the coup of Chukwuma Nzogu that leads to the massacre and millions of Biafrans. Because of the coup Chukwuma Nzogu carried out, our Igbo people, which is people, were massacred in the north. Nobody is telling this story. The story is they now see the Igbo, their other brothers across the Niger, as their enemies, when we are the one that suffered the pain. And that is what I don't want to happen in Olo, in Okibe. A pain is committed against you people. People were killed in this area. We are not denying that fact. If anybody is talking, the leadership of IPOB recognize that people were killed in this area. Nobody can deny the fact. But these people were killed by criminals, and the people were used to make sure they project this Biafra freedom as a violent movement, as it is not about the Biafra struggle, to implant that hate against the freedom of your own people. That's why I said, sometimes, tell yourself the truth. And you are not saying it to impress me. These days, information cannot be hidden any longer. Those times, there was no internet. Nobody will hear the message. Today, what some of the narrative some of you are putting down, in the next 50 years, people will tap in the system. Then we found it. They will use it against your own people. Sometimes people will not see what we found out in social media. That time some people may pay money. They will lower the voices of those who would have explained, like in social media, you see, go to Google, they will lower the defense of IPOB, they lower them in the feed. If you search it, you won't find it. You will search before you found them. Most of you don't know, if you go to Google, go to some of these search engines, the Nigerian government pays to make sure their own narrative should be the first top 10 or 20, first top 10 of their own narrative. That is why you bring it out, you see the cable, you see this, you see that, you see this, you see that. What I am saying, our brothers in Olo, in Okibe, it is time we correct the narrative. People will come out to show with hatred within Nnamdi Kanu. Do not allow the personal hatred you have, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to ruin your own people. It is very, very important. You have a personal hatred on Nnamdi Kanu, and you are using it to spread it everywhere to every Biafran. They are looking at you. They are looking at you. You may be talking in some place. Even I see some people, that place you are going talking, the people you are talking to, they don't like what you are talking. But they are all quiet, looking at you. But they are not happy with you. What is this guy talking about? This is human behavior. You pick up a microphone, you start talking against the Biafran people, talking about IPOB, because it's not that you have problem with IPOB, you hate Nnamdi Kanu. You are causing a problem for yourself. For IPOB, you cannot do anything. IPOB is a movement. It is not an individual. Imagine Nigerian government crying that between July and October, that IPOB is pushing messages that are reaching over 2.83 billion people. It is on research. It's from Cable. Go to Cable and found it out. That when IPOB gather in their media coverage, we have an outreach 12 times the population of Nigeria. These things you're supposed to understand. Our target is not you. We are not targeting you as an individual. We are targeting the international community to expose what is happening in Nigeria. And there is only one people that can do it, IPOB. Nobody has that outreach. CNN, BBC, all of them don't have that reach. Every one of them, if you don't pay them salary, they will stop posting tomorrow. But IPOB members, IPOB medias, we have been posting for decades. Nobody pays us. Nobody pays us. We don't do advertisement. Nobody gives some of us money for the internet. That's to show you it is passion. It is very important in our life. Whatever we are doing, it is for the restoration of Biafra. One thing I will say this evening, and I want everybody to take this home. The sentencing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, it is not accepted. IPOB leadership and IPOB worldwide, we condemn this particular judgment, and we are not going to fold our hands and watch. We are taking this case up, and the way it will go, it must come out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed. I want every Biafran from this night onward, if you have not been listening to Radio Biafra, go back and put Radio Biafra, because that is where we are going to be disseminating our informations, our original informations. And I can tell you, today, all these people who were putting confusion, they have come to an end. That is how you know that truth always stands. Had it been the leadership, we are not sensible enough. Nobody will be talking about IPOB today. Nobody. Who will talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had it been they destroy IPOB? Before IPOB goes to the court, voluntarily, people go to the court. If you don't pay them, everybody heading to the court until the lawyers want to make it personal. They bring it to the Kanus. The siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu begin to attack everybody. You become their enemy. People start to go back. People, until themselves, because for them, it is business. Until they start looking for money, that they will pay people to come to Abuja. If you are in Abuja, they give you 50,000. You are coming from, because everything is about money. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu court case, the government is watching the body language. They know when they have destroyed the crowd coming to support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They knew. That is why it is easy to sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they know they have broken all the system. Some of them have engaged in fraud. Some of them have engaged in criminality. They have no mouth. They just come on social media, ta 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 ta. They go home. Ta 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 ta. They go home. After they talk to you, finish. They go Nupumango, Abuja there. Jera pepe soup. Ngono bottle of beer, my hey bulia pa hey move. Akworo haka. Some of you ate her. And today, we are expecting them to be giving us updates from Sokoto. That is what we expect. We expect them to be giving us updates. It is from today. Today, those. No, we will see those who will pay money from their pocket to go to Sokoto. We will see those who will speak for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from today. Some of them, they are disturbing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. They are taking money from him in the prison. I will do this for you. I want to buy this equipment. I want to do this. A man in the prison. Because they may not get it from us. Because they are lies. They have lied and lied and lied to stupor. Pathological liars. And they have seen where it have landed us. Mazi Chinedu, I will come to the end of this program. But one thing I want Biafrans to know, we are moving forward. We are moving forward. And how we are moving will guarantee the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do not come to ask us. Now, most of you have learned. You have learned. And most of you are not seeing it, that Eberima have been used and sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. Himself got 6 years in Finland. And we will make sure that we bring him, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not suffer this alone. Eberima, we will make sure after he finished his sentence, he will be deported to Nigeria. If we cannot, Nigeria must take that criminal, because imagine somebody, his crime have led to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, and himself has 6 years. He have already spent 1 year. In 5 years' time, those who contracted him will give him money. He will come out and start telling you again, Biafra, woto. Some of you run, forgotten that they have used him and sent the leader to a life imprisonment. Because they play you people like kids. If they not place people like us, they say we are stubborn. They said, because we have come. It's sabotage, a collective effort because of your own personal interest. If you are behaving in that way, respect yourself. Know that this is a movement of the people. And for the people, and for every one of us. My name remains Mazi Chinasa Nworu. I have the indigenous of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. and I heard from Obingwa. Obingwa is an Aba prophet. Ndewo no mu Chineke.